guys, I am DC, creator and host of Barside Jive. Welcome to my Tuesday daily dose of rock music history. Today is October 15th, 2019, and you are witnessing my Carnival of Love Tour, Day 5. I'm coming at you live, worldwide, and studio side from the Vocal Media Studios here in North Dallas. Just a stone's throw from the Galleria Mall. Guys, be sure to hang around to the end of my dose today for my sneak peek, because it's going to be like groovy. Now, what do you say we talk some rock and roll? On this day, 1987, Joe Satriani made good on all his career promises with the release of Surfing with the Alien. Already highly respected in the music business as a guitar instructor, among Satch's many clients were Metallica's Kirk Hammett and Steve Vai. This coming out party sophomore release finally put him on the map with the general freaking public. Okay. The Grateful Dead moved into jazzier territory as pianist Keith Gotcho took over for the late keyboardist and vocalist Ron Pigpen McGinnon on Wake of the Flood, the sixth studio album by the Grateful Dead. Released on this day in 1973, it was the first album on the band's own Grateful Dead record label. Their first studio album in nearly 3 years, it was also the first without founding member Ron Pigpen McGinnon. He had recently died and was totally out of that picture. His absence and keyboardist Keith Gotcho's penchants for bebop and modal jazz rather than McGinnon's tendencies towards the blues and soul music contributed to the band's musical evolution. Gotcho's wife, backing vocalist Donna Jean Gotcho, was also joined the group and appears on the album. Mystery to Me is the 8th studio album by British American rock band Fleetwood Mac. Released on this day, the year was 1973. This was their last album to feature Bob Weston. Most of the songs were penned by guitarist, singer Bob Welch and keyboardist, singer Christine McVie, who were instrumental in gearing the band toward the radio-friendly pop rock that would make them successful a few years later. Now guys, this is a long one, but for you Neil Young fans, it'll be worth it. So Neil Young's live release, Time Fades Away, on this day, 1973, followed a disastrous tour that saw his all-star band basically fall apart over 62 shows. Although a new tour with the Stray Gators, now augmented by Danny Whitten, had been planned to follow up on the success of Harvest, it became apparent during rehearsals that Whitten could not function due to his drug abuse. On November 18, 1972, shortly after he was fired from tour preparations, Whitten was found dead of an apparent overdose. Young described the incident to Rolling Stone's Cameron Crowe in 1975, and I quote, "We were rehearsing with him and he just couldn't cut it. He couldn't remember anything. He was just too out of it, too far gone. I had to tell him to go back to LA. It's just not happening, man. You're not together enough. He just said, "I've got nowhere else to go, man. How am I going to tell my friends?" And then he split. That night, the coroner called me from LA and told me he'd OD'd. That blew my mind. I loved Danny. I felt responsible. And from there, I had to go right out on this huge tour of huge arenas. I was very nervous and insecure. Well, unlike Young's previous ensembles, the Stray Gators consisted of notable Nashville and Los Angeles session musicians. Keyboardist Jack Nitsch was the only member of the group who had worked with Young prior to Harvest. During the rehearsals, drummer Kenneth Buttrey demanded a salary of $100,000, roughly $571,000 in 2017, to compensate for lost session work, leading Nitsch with support from Tim Drummond to prevail upon the singer to extend this salary to other band members. Although Young reluctantly acquiesced, Nitsch would later reflect that, and I quote, "Neil got so pissed off, I don't think things ever recovered after that," close quotes. In the wake of the relatively dulcet Harvest, audiences did not always react positively to the new songs, many of which were emblematic of the Gators' raucous and heavily electrified live sound. Struggling to cope with Whitten's death, Young lambasted band members' performances following concerts and scheduled sound checks that were often canceled on short notice. Such behavior frustrated Buttrey, who left the band and was immediately replaced by former Turtles, Jefferson Airplane percussionist Johnny Barbada. Having previously stepped in to replace Dallas Taylor on Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young's 1970 tour, Barbada ultimately performed on all of the Stray Gators selections on the album. At the instigation of Drummond, Young also developed a penchant for tequila, with the singer later remarking that, and I quote, "It does something else to me that alcohol usually doesn't." Other band members performed erratically. According to producer Elliot Mazur, Jack Nitsch would often spew obscenities into his switched-off vocal microphone, while pedal steel player Ben Keith was so inebriated at one sound check that he could not recall the key of "Don't Be Denied," a song slated for the album. Following the loss of a pickup on his signature Old Black, a heavily modified 1953 Gibson Les Paul Gold Top, Young switched to a Gibson Flying V. According to Young, the guitar wouldn't stay in tune and had all sorts of other problems. Biographer Jimmy McDonough has characterized Young's performances on the instrument as the worst guitar playing of his entire career. Wow. Alcohol abuse and strained singing would lead the singer to develop a throat infection in the final days of the tour. In a partial reunion of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Young hired David Crosby and Graham Nash to augment the harmonies and play rhythm guitar. Despite their integration, the band's repertoire remained confined to Young's originals. Moreover, clashes among the Stray Gators continued, with Nitsch complaining that he couldn't hear himself playing because Crosby's 12-string electric guitar overpowered the sound mix. Following 62 concerts over 3 months, the tour ended at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City on April 3rd, 1973. Boy, I bet Neil was glad that one was over. Lots of turmoil. Anyhow, lots of drama. So on this day in 2018, Britain's official charts company named the Beatles' masterpiece, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, as the most popular British album of all time. Also named Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, Michael Jackson's Thriller, and Fleetwood Mac's Rumors also made it to the top 10. And guys, that's rock and roll. And that wraps my rock history lesson today. If you want more, don't sweat it, because there is more coming at you tomorrow and every day as I peel back those pages and explore the past of the rock legends on my daily dose of rock music. If you'd like to check out my Daily Dose archives, it's just so easy. Just go to YouTube, search on Barside Jive Live, or type in youtube.com/Barside Jive Live and look in the Daily Dose playlist for more. And please, while you're there, show some love and click that big ass red subscribe button. And subscribe for free. Limited time only. Also, I cover rock news and history during my weekly live Tuesday and Thursday shows at the Vocal Media Studios in North Dallas, just like I will tonight. Both those shows are 60 minutes in length and are packed full of music, including nationally touring singer-songwriters, as well as some of the very best tribute and cover bands in the country during my live music showcase. I also bring in my tipsy gypsy Bree Akers, who brings tips and drinks from behind the bar, as well as my Art Jive Live segment featuring artists Brad Jensen and other creatives. So guys, join us at vocalnow.com. It's always vocal with a K. Dang it, you guys are good. Once you get to vocalnow.com, search for that Barside Jive image. It's real easy to find because it's at the top of the app, right next to the zoo. Guys, since it's almost Halloween, tonight I've got a real treat for you. I've got Dallas's own Alice Cooper tribute. That's right, Dallas Cooper is in the freaking studio tonight, guys. Something you want to tune in for, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, vocalnow.com. Click on that Barside Jive image. You come right into the show and watch it with me. Guys, I do appreciate all your likes, loves, and shares. Man, that makes this easy. It really does. Totally makes this worth doing when I see that stuff. Hey guys, be sure to check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/High-Speed Barside Jive Live. Facebook.com/Barside Jive Live. My Instagram is Barside Jive with the @ in front of it. Okay, so @ Barside Jive. My website, barsidejive.com. And my YouTube channel, once again, for effect, youtube.com/and slow-mo Barside Jive Live. Did you get it? I hope. Guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me during my daily dose today and every day. Love it, love it, love it. And always remember to drink responsibly and don't drink or text and drive. It's one and the same, guys. Keep in mind that you've just got one life to live here, so let's do it together. Let's make it count. Let's make it a great time. Seek every day to be a hero in someone's life. And in the meantime, till I see you at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard this evening, or tomorrow again on my Daily Dose, peace, love, and rock and roll. Good night, Bill.
I'm thinking of you too. I'm thinking of
you. Is you ready, Ski Cat?
What's up, Doc?
By the way, if you guys did experience some head, neck, or back tingles during this show and have an overwhelming sense of a deep, relaxing feeling, be advised that my content now does contain ASMR.
This isn't just a word from the sponsor, it's simply a very good suggestion. It stands for real refreshment.
BarsideJiveLive.com.
That's BarsideJiveLive.com.
You are feeling the tingles. Calling these kinds of whispers inaudible whispers, inaudible whispers. This is the best time to put the lotion on the skin.
I also juice your brains. Most tasty brains I've ever